Today in this video, we're going to learn about dwarf planets, the solar system just one more time, the Earth and the Moon, Saturn and its biggest moon. Let's get started. So first, we're going to talk about the Earth and the Moon. So the Moon orbits around the Earth every 1 month. It has different phases. There's a half moon, which you can say third quarter, and if there's another half moon that you can also say, you can also call it the first quarter. The moon is a very large object, and it's the brightest object in the night sky. The biggest phase of the moon is the full moon. The full moon is the biggest, brightest phase of the moon. But you can also say that it's the complete moon because it shows everything of the moon. So now we're going to talk about the Earth. So where we live and we're discovering planets is right over here, somewhere over here in California. Earth has 30% land and 70% ocean, and this ocean is the biggest, and it's called the Pacific Ocean. And also, Earth is the first planet to be discovered, and with the planet to have life. It's the only planet known to have life. It has just right oxygen. It has gravity, so it can keep all the people on Earth instead of drifting off into its atmosphere and into outer space. We don't want that. And Earth also has some water to drink, fresh water, and it's just right. It is warm, but it's sometimes cold and hot. It's mainly like sometimes hot, sometimes cold. Mainly in the wintertime, it's cold, but sometimes in the summertime, it's like hot. Okay, so now we're going to talk about dwarf planets. So, Pluto was considered a dwarf planet from now on for 2018 and the 2000s. But Pluto was considered a dwarf planet till 2006. In 2006, Pluto started to be a dwarf planet, and it is the largest dwarf planet. Pluto at least has 5 moons. The largest moon of Pluto is Charon. Pluto also has a weird shaped looking moon. It's called Nix. So, do you know how Pluto was going to be discovered a dwarf planet? To be considered a dwarf planet? Because scientists found that Pluto was the smallest out of all the 8 planets in the solar system. That is how Pluto is considered a dwarf planet. Pluto has an atmosphere. Well, actually, every planet has an atmosphere, but only Earth's one is more special. But Pluto has an atmosphere too, but it only has just like an itty bit of water. Itty bit. Like a little bit. And Pluto is very cold. Even though it's way out there, it's very cold, even though it has water. And the water already probably have froze. Let's leave Pluto now and discover how far all the 8 planets, how far they are from the sun. So first, Mercury is 36 million miles away from the sun. That's pretty far away, even though it's the closest planet to the sun. And Mercury only takes 88 days to orbit the sun. Next is Venus, and it is 67 million miles. Okay, now we all know about this one, how far the sun is. It's kind of a little bit like a rhythm, but I'm not sure. Now it's 93 million miles away from the sun. Not too close or not too far. Now Mars is 142 million miles away from the sun. It's a little bit far away, but it matters. Now we're going to start going into the outer planets. Jupiter is 483 million miles from the sun because Jupiter is split up with Mars because there's an asteroid belt in the middle of them. And then after Jupiter comes Saturn, the sixth planet from the sun. It's 889 million miles from the sun. And Uranus, the seventh planet from the sun, is 1,800,000,000 miles away from the sun. Even though I can say it properly, it's just so far away. And it's a distant planet. Neptune is 2,800,000,000 miles from the sun. But Pluto isn't in here because, Pluto is a dwarf planet. Okay, let's talk about Saturn. Saturn's rings are made of millions of pieces of rock and ice. But first, Saturn is the sixth planet from the sun. Its rings go around the planet. And Saturn's rings are made of millions of pieces made of rock, dust, and ice. One of the ice rock particles are sometimes as large as a house. It's really big, but it's really really small compared to planet Saturn. Some of the moons sometimes go on top of Saturn's rings. And Saturn's rings are actually a little bit thicker than Earth. Only Earth is thicker than the planet Earth. Because Earth might be as big as this, like be as thick as that, and Saturn's rings would be like from here to here. Earth is like that size. Now, we're going to talk about Saturn's moon. Cool. Saturn's moon, Titan, is Saturn's largest moon. Titan is the only moon that has a little bit of life. It has rain there, a little bit of rain there, and a few mountains. Titan is larger than our moon. Our moon is probably this big compared to Saturn's moon, Titan. Titan is a very large moon, and Saturn's moon, Titan, only orbits away just a little bit far away. But still, like Saturn's, a rhythm is moons orbit planets, planets orbit stars, stars orbit galaxies. So Titan can be seen compared to Earth. Even though like this, Titan can still be seen compared to Earth. Because, Titan is very big. At least a lot of moons can be seen compared to Earth. But a lot of them are kind of looking like asteroids. And they can't be seen compared to Earth. So, Titan is very big, and one of its moons are like this big. Its second largest moon might be like this big, and then it'll shrink, and then it'll be very small. Okay. So, Mercury only takes 88 days to orbit the sun. Earth takes only 365 days to orbit the sun. And what's really, really boring? If I was a planet, Neptune, it would take 165 years to orbit the sun. That's pretty much a long time, because it has the longest orbit. In comparison, Neptune has the longest orbit. Because, see, look at Mercury's orbit, and look at Neptune's orbit. Look how long that is, look how short that is. That's really weird. Okay, so, just one planet about the solar system. Mars is the fourth planet from the sun. Mars has water ice on top and bottom. And Mars is the red planet. Of course we know that. Okay, just a little bit of fact. Now we're going to talk about the universe and the galaxies. So now, even though I didn't announce that, we're still going to talk about the universe and the galaxies. The solar system is a very tiny, tiny speck compared to the rest of the universe. So, a galaxy also can't be seen compared to the universe. And also the observable universe also can't be seen. The observable universe is inside the universe. So, the Milky Way is our own spiral galaxy. The solar system is on one of the Milky Way's arms. So, a galaxy next to the Milky Way is the Andromeda. The Andromeda is only the closest galaxy to the Milky Way. Every galaxy else is very far away from the Milky Way. And the largest known galaxy is IC 1101. It's an egg-shaped galaxy. It is larger than our Milky Way and the Andromeda. The Andromeda is larger than our Milky Way. I hope you enjoyed learning about Saturn, its rings, Saturn's largest moon, Titan, the solar system just one more time, Mars, Moon, the Earth, the galaxies, the universe, and the observable universe. Goodbye till next time. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you.